Hi, I'm Eve Simone. Do you want double bass lessons? Of course you do. Do you want free double bass lessons? Even better, right? So look, I just came up with this idea. Um, Eventually I'd like to teach double bass lessons again. Uh, I taught lessons when I was a teenager to non-music majors at Indiana University, and I enjoyed it. Um, So I'd like to get back into that at some point, but sort of as a way to warm up for that and kind of introduce myself as a teacher potentially. I'd like to offer a few people free double bass lessons. So how would this work? I'm thinking we could do a YouTube live where I'd invite you to do the live with me and do the lesson that way. So that way, not only are you learning, but other people can watch the videos and get some tips as well. So if you're interested, drop me a line below, and here's some aspects of this. I would like you to post a video on your YouTube channel playing the double bass and letting me know what it is you want to learn, or introducing yourself, what you're interested in. If you're under 18 years old, I'm going to need permission from a parent in the form of an email that you're allowed to participate in this online learning with me. I think that's good from a legal perspective. I'm not a lawyer, but it feels like the right thing to do. Also to make sure your parents know you're studying the double bass and you didn't just sneak one in the house, huh? Another aspect of this too is I'm most suited to teach you if you're interested in playing classical music, orchestral music, i.e. music with a bow, probably in an orchestra, or maybe some solos. I did play some jazz back in the day, but I'm not good at it. So if I were to teach you that, you would be not best served. It's also helpful if you play with a French bow, because I played German bow for one summer, but again, I don't have a level of expertise with the German bow to be able to really help you. Also helpful if you're reading music, since I don't really want this to be about teaching, the very basics of reading music and playing the bass. But then again, I could be open to that. I have to see if anyone's interested. Another thing is, it would be helpful if you speak English, only because that's the only language I speak. However, if you don't speak English, we could do we could use the chat feature, and then I could run Google Translate and try to make it work, So I'm open to that. Yeah, anyway, let me know what you think. I realize not everyone wants to study the double bass via YouTube Live because it's not that private. But you know what? I would tell you one thing. The reason I want to take this approach is it allows me to demo my skills and build my channel. And the other thing is, I'd say don't be shy, because I've put some really not so great videos out here. And, people have been really positive and encouraging, like especially when I started learning the electric bass. I mean, and I'm still terrible at that, but people have been so nice. So I think you might be surprised with the feedback you get, that people are really nice. And also, I moderate everything on my channel. So if anyone leaves a comment that I don't like and that I don't want to have posted, I just won't have it posted. So you're totally safe that way. And as far as, here's another point. Like, maybe you're wondering about my teaching style, how I am. So I studied with some great teachers. Joel Fancher, Ann Peterson, John Hood, Peter Spring, and Larry Hurst. And I also took master classes with double bassists from all over the world. And I even played for some cellists too, including Janos Starker. So let me tell you one thing. I myself have been subjected, not from my major teachers because they were all wonderful, but in the master classes, I've been subjected to some very harsh feedback and angry words. And I'll tell you what, that's not how I do this, okay? I mean, I want to treat people in a way that gives them encouragement and dignity. And you know what? We can learn music and progress without, destroying people. to put it simply. So I will never say anything mean to you, and I will point out ways to perhaps improve or think about things and have a dialogue. But my approach is to be 100% constructive. So just so you know, I mean, and how I'm thinking this would work is we could do, I'm thinking, a half hour lesson a week. If you're very advanced and we have a lot to say to each other, it could run as long as an hour a week. But to get started, I think a half hour a week is good at a mutually agreeable time. I'm in the East Coast of the United States, so it would have to be a time when I have time and I'm also awake, So that's one limiting factor. But anyway, drop me a note if you're interested. I realize this might be weird because it's like, free double bass lessons. And then again, you could say, who am I to even offer such a thing? I don't know. Like, you could read the bio on my YouTube channel page and look at my child prodigy era folder. I can play the double bass a bit, enough that I think I could help some people, and I'd like to do it. So that's the main thing. Anyway, I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Bye now.